Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Final Trade. We're going to take our 150-day and thus final look at Innistrad Remastered Playbox sales data off of TCG Player. Through the whole pre-release period and now out 150 days post-release, it sold 4,716 boxes on the platform at a total of $750,000. It feels really, really small compared to some of those recent Final Fantasy numbers. It comes to an average of $159 per box. And so, of course, the first thing we're going to compare it to is the previous two remastered sets, those being Ravnica and Dominaria. And we see the blue line of Innistrad Remastered tugging in under here about $200,000 below the Dominaria Remastered line, which is pretty reasonable. Dominaria Remastered was a much better expansion and just better received when it first came out, which is when most of your sales happen. It was not until quite a bit later that the overprinting became apparent and the draft boxes of Dominaria Remastered crashed down well below $100. The red line down here of Ravnica Remastered, that's the unfortunate effect of everybody thinking that the next year Ravnica Remastered would be handled just the same as Dominaria was by WOTC. Now, one other thing I want to look at here is how Innistrad is comparing against Aetherdrift and Tarkir and Foundations and just some other recent expansions. Not necessarily the same format, but just recent to see how it is. And you see it's got the blue line tucked in here with the purple line of Foundations nearly right on top of it, and the red line of Aetherdrift a little bit below, but Tarkir way, way, way above as expected. And you know, this really makes me wonder if these are half premium products, as I call them. They're priced in between standard and masters expansion prices. Is WotC accomplishing a lot by releasing one of these every year for the last, has it been 4 years now if we go all the way back to Time Spiral Remastered? Are they really accomplishing a lot with these expansions? Are they getting the kind of uptake in the market that they really need for them to be a big reprint expansion? You would hope that something like this, that's supposed to be a curated expansion of the best cards from a particular playing or theme over a long period of Magic's history, would perform a lot better. And yet what we see is, well, it's about down there with a modern standard set. What I mean is a current day standard set, as opposed to modern the format. But a current standard set is going to do about as well as the most recent remastered set. You know, I think WotC should really take a break on these for a couple of years, maybe aim for a remastered set every 3 or 4 years, and that's probably about what the market can handle, because realistically they're going to run out of places to remaster if they keep doing them one every year. It'll just be way, way, way too much, way too often. So this is the last look at Innistrad Remastered. The collector boxes I stopped covering after 60 days post-release because most of them are sold and in their final hands by that point. They're only one printing and they're done. But with play boxes, we can at least see some reprints if the market demands it. Let me know what you think, guys. Thanks to everyone who makes this content possible, especially my very generous supporters on Patreon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and join me on Final Trade.